Islam, 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 Moors. It's your boy Atazaz Brazil Bay. And I just got a quick thought I want to share. Solution, should I say. Quick solution. Everybody. I just got done having a pretty good conversation with my brother. And he was talking about, strategy and all this kind of stuff, And to all the Moors out there who are finding remedy and finding ways to do things and all this kind of stuff, man, I don't judge you and I don't knock you. If it's de jour, it's de jour. But maybe I'm a little more priest class, warrior class, or old school or something like that. I don't care what the colonizer offers you for remedy. If he's offering you remedy under his situations, under his paperworks and all this kind of stuff, there is no remedy. Peace out, Kebulan. There is no remedy. All right? The remedy is spiritual. The remedy is the same thing that the remedy has always been. It's unity. Unity is always the remedy. When the so-called European was here and he wanted to get the brutish off of his back, what did they have to do? Did they go to the council of the monarch of Europe and fill out a paperwork? Did they find out how to get out of the jurisdiction of the such and other and all this kind of stuff? No. They unified, and then they notified, and then they acted together to do a thing with the help of the so-called, the Moors of America and whatever, and the Moors of the Sultanate and all that kind of stuff. Why are we thinking that we're going to paperwork our way out of this conundrum? As if they're going to say, all right, guys, a whole bunch of you Moors done the right paperwork. You're all free. That's not how this works. Islam, GS, Grand Sheik. That's not how this works. We ain't going to paperwork our way out of this. It's unity. Okay? Everybody's looking for the solution. What paperwork I fill out? What do I do? What we need to be doing is going back to the temples and taking them back from the traitors who overpowered or who infiltrated them in the first place. There's nothing else to do besides for follow up with what the prophet already did. Really, you can do the paperwork and you can fill out the forms of, this letter and do the right, send it in with the certified and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is that what's the means to the end? If we got to do that to then unify, why don't we just skip all that, unify, take our temples back from the traitors and finish what the prophet brought? He already brought everything it takes to save the nation. You guys want to start the governments and the new governments and these little, movements and stuff. It's nothing wrong with that. But it's all got to come back to the remedy that the prophet brought. That's all I'm saying. If your end goal in all the remedies and things that you're seeking to do to be a Moor, mixing birthrights with commerce and all this kind of stuff, if all that stuff doesn't have the end goal of redeeming the temples, replenishing what the prophet brought, then what kind of nation are we if we don't even redeem what the traitors have took away from what our prophet has done? That's like holy law. How are we going to let the traitors take the temples that the prophet set up, and then we just start some other governments, things and whatever, and just kind of, all right, well, we don't need the temple. We got, my new government. Everybody join it and pledge allegiance or take an oath to it or whatever. Then what? How are you in line with the will of Allah if you're not in line with Allah's prophet? That doesn't correlate. So you want the solution? Scimitar the traitors and take the temples back. Now I'm just talking literal or figuratively. It's just how you want to view it. It's however you want to view it. The Moors, don't get confused. There's nothing wrong with the temples. There's something wrong with the Moors who are not perpetuating the temples the proper way, who are not using the temples the proper way. The temples have a religious corporation charter that is higher and better than the so-called 501c3, because the 501c3 is pretty much a Catholic agreement to not speak politically and will make you tax exempt. Moors are non-tax obligated to a foreign government. What the Jews are doing, what the Catholics are doing, that is the platform that Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought. That's where they got it from. Okay? So, quick solution. If we want to see this thing take a turn almost overnight, we have to get the traitors out of the movement. We have to take our temples back. For those of you who live near temples and you just believe that, hey, don't go to the temples and all this kind of stuff, because you didn't heard so much bad stuff, go to the temples. Feel the energy. If you have studied well, you'll be able to call out these grand sheiks. You're more. It's your birthright. You can go to those temples. That is your birthright. You can call out and talk to any grand sheik at any temple and call him on his stuff. As long as you know what you're talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't come in there being timid. Don't come in there being, a pushover. If you notice that they're not doing what the Prophet left for us to do, this is the kind of energy we have to have coming back. We're not on the corners no more. Now you got the Nation of Islam guys doing what the Moors did because they got the whole thing from the Moors. Many books will tell you that all that stuff came from the Moors. All right. Matter of fact, I was just reading through this book and I have finished it. And it's called The Moabites Who Are the Moors, right? And I just wanted you to see that all the little Europeans and all these people know this stuff. All right. They know where this movement started from. Okay. Hold on one second. I want to show y'all something to let y'all know that they know what's really up. And that where all these movements come from. I can find it. Oh, okay. Here. Evidence of Moab in archaeology. Now, first you see M.A. Moorish Science Temple of America, 1913. Nation of Islam, 1930. 5% of Nation of Gods and Earths, 1964. And the Amaru Allah community. Amaru means God of the West, when they're talking about us. Now, here's the thing. Arthur Huff Fawcett, author of the book Black Gods of the Metropolis, had this to say in regards to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The black Muslims are directly descended from the Moorish Science Temple. Elijah Muhammad, Muslim leader, stresses economic and cultural independence of blacks. Malcolm X became Elijah's disciple while serving a jail sentence. Eldridge Cleaver and many other recent black leaders became followers and proselytizers in this ostensibly religious movement. The tenuous thread woven by Noble Drew Ali in long ago tiny missions in Detroit, Chicago, and Newark has penetrated the labyrinthine political maze all the way to the Black Panthers. Truly those who ponder the future of our own great nation would do well to recall the aphorism, mighty oaks from tiny acorns grow. Okay? This is nothing new. So the Prophet started all the so-called Islam stuff. Prophet Noble Drew Ali started all this stuff. Why, if he had that much influence, obviously he's doing something right. The people knew something. And all these other movements were able to grow. But you notice all the Islamic Muslim movements were able to grow after Islam, bro. After they were able, or after they denationalized themselves again, then they let Islam rise. Now you got Nation of Islam and Farrakhan and all them rich off your blackness. But all of them directly descended from the Moorish Science Temple. Okay? He didn't call Noble Drew Ali black. He just said all the black Muslims descended from the Moorish Science Temple. So why are we not taking the temples back? We are the progenitors. We are the nation of Islam, truly the Moors. So fill out whatever paperwork you want to do. Take whatever trust classes and all that kind of stuff you want to do. There's nothing wrong with knowing that stuff. But when are we going to go back and take our temples? Our only pretty much corporate liaison that we have that can interface with this beast and put him in his place. One guy out here with a trust is not going to uplift the nation. Okay? You got to go to what they're scared of, what they respect, what they have already understood has the power. And that was the Prophet's movement. That's why they had to make sure to try to get him off the scene quickly and seamlessly, because this whole ship got turned over. But at least with him out the way, or him not around and physical, they were able to hide it as best they could under the so-called Great Depression. Okay? Yes, the Prophet bankrupted the whole U.S. corporation. Okay? But just a short little message, just something to think about. I'm not coming down on nobody for what they do. If you find remedy and you can use those things to get yourself in a de jure position, and it's not compromising your morals and stuff like that, and it makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, do what you got to do. But if a part of the plan of action isn't taking our temples back from the traitors and using them for the capacity they were meant to be used in, then we not right. Like the Prophet said, if the temple's not right, then I'm not right. All right. So, hey, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to everybody. Share this out. Appreciate y'all. High honors to all the active Moors. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam.